Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steak and Cheese podcast, a very, very sleep deprived episode, if I may say so.
Yeah, throughout the rest of the night, I was worried about I was gonna miss the recording, so I kept waking up, like, 2 hours before I actually wanted to wake up.
Oh no.
Yep, I was just like, "Huh, okay, we're good. Okay, we're good."
It's fine, dude. I have the whole day, dude. It's no biggie. Yeah, welcome. Today's topic, more or less, streamer horror stories. Before we go into that, I want to share something with you that I find very funny, and I just
Sure.
want to have your reaction to that. Okay?
Okay.
So I was on Twitter yesterday, right? Just, like
Uh-oh.
how you are on Twitter sometimes. And Brian Johnson. You've heard of Brian Johnson.
I think.
It's a guy who injects blood of his son into himself to basically keep being quote unquote younger, to reduce his or increase his lifespan, right?
Oh god, I've heard about this. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard about the type of, like, practice, but okay. Alright.
Listen,
Gross. Continue.
oh, it's getting grosser. So yesterday, after the time of the recording, he posted, and I'm gonna read it out here, right? Just gave Kate oral sex. Good night, everybody. So at this point, right, like, okay, good for you, dude.
Weird
Right?
flex, but okay.
Exactly. Weird flex. Then 1 hour later, he comes back. And I'm gonna again read this out. This is her vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas. Her sample is dominated by the single most productive bacterial species a vagina can host, Lactobacillus crispidus. Only
What the
about
fuck?
25 to
What the fuck?
30% of reproductive age women globally are L. crispidus dominant, and dominant usually means about 50%. Kate is a 98.7%. The lab found nothing bad to report. This is linked to a lower risk of BV, UTIs, yeast infections, HPV persistence, HSV2, and HIV acquisition, preterm birth, and improved IVF outcomes.
Did my
So,
man
like,
just, like, full on Discord mod Fedora milady tip and happen just go like, here's all my stats reports on the vaginal sex that I've had."
it's not only that, he actually, if I remember to do it, I will show the video watchers. I will show the screenshot he basically had added the top 1% screenshot of this fucking report. But like, listen, man, I feel like if I was like, I don't know, like giving oral sex to a lady, right? I would maybe like be happy that she came or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like the day after, like be nice to her, right? She's now glowing, if you want to say that. And I would not go on Twitter, say like, "Oh, I just had oral sex," right? And then just post a fucking scientific document about this whole shit. It's just insane. I just wanted to share that because I think it's funny.
It's like, okay, with all of the statistics and stuff, it makes you sound like you haven't had any. So it's like, okay, tell me you're desperate for some pussy without telling me you're telling me desperate for some pussy.
Yeah, especially like what like what? It's just come so out of left field. I mean, like he's an entrepreneur. He has like, well, let me actually get the numbers here. I'm not lying. He has like around 1 million followers, right? He has a Netflix special about his "Don't Die," the man who wants to live forever shit. But at the same time, like, dude, come on, just come on. There's so much shit you could talk about, but no.
So if a cult does a live special on anywhere, is that considered a sermon?
That's a good question now. I would say so, right? I mean, like at the end of the day, like you preaching whatever the fuck God you believe in's words, so this should be a sermon, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah. It literally just thought popped in my head. I was just like, "Huh."
That's actually a fun fact. Not that it like goes into our main story or whatever, but I just wanted to tell you, like that's the reason why technically Jewish people have like a very low uh, like growth rate because they don't do missionary shit, right? Like Christians, they go to I don't know, like South America to Africa and preach the word of the Lord. Jews don't do that. That's why Jewish people are like not growing as much. There's
Yeah,
there's your
they're very selective.
there's your fun fact for the day, if you want to call it fun fact with the current times. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I mean, like, it's not really a fun fact, but it could be a fun fact for anybody who is still learning.
Yeah, I could also give you some fun facts about Israel, but I'm not gonna do that right now. How about we
Yeah,
jump
let's not
into
do
our
that right
main
now.
story before we
Yeah, so our main
lose the
story
plot?
for the recording is going to be Twitch horror stories, or even just Discord community stories, or even just all around bad internet stories.
Yeah, I can start off with a story of my own if you want to. Uh,
Sure.
haven't prepared that. I'm just gonna spitball here. The details might be slightly out of like not out of context, but like slightly timeline
Askew.
wise wrong, but that's fine. The general idea is still there. So I started streaming a year ago, almost, right?
Mhm.
And it was like like how you start streaming. You have some friends who join the stream. You join some other people stream. Like you collab and stuff, and you basically grow your own community by I don't want to say leeching off other people, but basically leeching off other people, right? You obviously uh, you're a friend of somebody, they want to watch you as well. That's
Mhm.
just something that happens naturally, and yeah, and so back then, should I say names? like I'm not quite
Don't say
sure.
names yet.
Okay, we're not gonna say names. But back then, I decided to collab with somebody who was a VIP in one of my friends' streams, right?
Mhm.
And she also just started streaming basically at the same time that I did. And so she also was very eager to collab with people, get to know people, all that jazz. And so I collabed with that lady. Um,
Yep.
and she was American, or is American. She's not dead. She's American. And
I
so
mean that or she moved.
she might have moved. I don't know. I don't keep in touch because of what happened, you know. But basically, back then, right? We collabed, and since she was American or is American, again, doesn't really matter to the story. She because of time zones, we started streaming at 4, which is good for me, 4 p.m. German time. But for her, it was like as it is for you right now, like I don't know, like 9 or 10 a.m. Right?
Mhm.
And she had to work the day before, and she didn't sleep, so she was really sleep deprived. And all in all, it was one of the worst collabs I've had because I was trying to talk and keep the story, like tell stories and keep the commentary up. And she was just like very like tired and also kind of depressed, like she was just like not happy with the gameplay.
Aw.
And then she said something because obviously everything she gave me, I tried to play off of because that's what you do in a collab. And
Yeah.
she said very famously in my community, at least, she said, "Well, guess I'm just gonna go fuck myself." And at that point, like I said, it was a very bad collab. I was trying to get everything I could, and I made the joke, "Don't go fuck yourself, but if you do, make a video." And oh boy, that was what a can of worms. So, unbeknownst to me. in the chat, in her chat, or in my chat, our chat, shared chat,
Right.
her head mod, which back then was not a thing, but like just a moderator, was her husband. And so I, more or less
Oh.
accidentally, really drove up his shit, right? He was really, really angry about me basically sexualizing her, which then turned into them breaking up.
What the
So,
fuck?
yeah. I mean, there must have been problems there, man. Like, let's be real. But the fact stays that, like, at the end of the day, I was the cause of that. Like, I was like the droplet that let barrel explode or whatever. The fucking phrases. Yeah. So that was fun. Actually, not the only relationship I broke in my time streaming.
Phil.
There was a lot of them. And
Buddy.
what can I do, man? I like to do sexual jokes sometimes. Like it is just what it is. That friendship with her was really, really nice. Like we were friends. We talked every day. And then she at some point confessed her love to me in like a very like not I don't want to use the word obsessive, but like very, very strong love, right? And honestly, at this point, I was kind of like, like she's American, I'm German, I'm single, right? But like, no, it's not like it's not gonna be easy and b probably gonna happen, right? Like to all the
Yeah.
listeners who don't know, I'm currently in a relationship with the lovely Onomiya, and she is from Finland, and I live in Germany, and this is like a 2.5 hour flight, the difference. But like even that is like you gotta fucking schedule that shit, right? You gotta save money up for that because it's not cheap, especially in the current times. So going to America just to like meet a girl for like a week is kind of a hard ask, right? Like it's like 2,500 euros to flight tickets, and that's like a 14.5 hour flight. It's not like
You'd be able to afford that if you were the legendary streamer Saikuno.
I mean, yes, then I would have invited her to Paris. But that's a different story. But yeah, long story short, I was kind of against it. Then we talked some more, right? We had like a lot of talks. We shared even like our real names with each other, like we sent photos to each other and all that jazz. And then she once again wrote me this whole ass like love letter, like a huge ass paragraph. And at that point, I was like, okay, you know what? At least I could try, like I'm single, and if I don't try anything, then nothing's gonna happen. And so I said yes, and then she told me that she's actually in love with my head mod, and I was like, okay. so I lost the mod that day and the friend, basically.
What the fuck?
And we didn't like. I wasn't like very defensive or like fed up with her or anything because like I wanted to try it. Okay, it didn't happen. I'm happy for them, right?
Yeah. I was like,
And,
okay, it is what it is.
and so far, it's not a horror story. The horror story comes now. So basically,
Oh god, this was the setup.
yeah, this is just the setup, just to like paint the picture, the full picture, more or less. And so I would still keep streaming as usual, and she would join my streams. And I didn't have a stream deck back then. I didn't have like if I wanted to shout somebody out, I would have physically leave the game, go to my OBS chat, and then type in exclamation point shout out, whatever the fuck. And I usually didn't do that, so I basically had the mods do it, or the VIPs at least, so they could shout out people. And so that one time she came in, I didn't shout her out immediately because I was in game. Like how you sometimes play video games and you can't just leave the game to do something, especially if you play multiplayer games. And they
Or
got
anything online.
Yeah, they got really, really angry about that. Like Smart and her. Like I would have a preferential treatment to my other friends and whatever the fuck. And I'm gonna be 100% real there. I didn't. like I just want to have that on record here, right on the podcast. I genuinely didn't. And they got so defensive and so butthurt about it. And then at this point, I was like, okay, I gotta block them, right? They are just
Yeah, that's
every
too toxic, too toxic.
yeah, every time I fucking go online, like every time I open my computer, go on Discord, which I usually do in the morning, I had like 15 messages from them being like really accusive of me of being like piece of shit, basically. And so at that point, I was like, okay, then enough, right? This is enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
I can't deal with that. But to this day, right? Like I'm not just gonna say to this day, but at least like a few months ago, um, I didn't block her on Twitter, right? Because like it's Twitter, man. Who cares, right?
Yeah,
And to
like
this,
barely anybody uses Twitter to actually DM people anymore, unless you're like, anyways.
yeah, like unless you're a psycho. Again, I have a horror story. um, but basically, it's all fun and games. Like who cares? It's Twitter, right? Nobody's gonna write me a chat on Twitter, and if they do, it's gonna land probably in my requests, right? I don't really read Twitter DMs. If you ever DM me, don't do it on Twitter. But yeah, but what I noticed is I got together with Onu, right, and we had art made, right, like wonderful art. If I remember, I'm gonna put it up on the screen for our video listeners.
Mhm.
And she started basically giving my ex mod, her boyfriend, a model, and then basically AI generating images that looked basically the same as the pictures we had made. So
Oh,
with
oh,
her,
now I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
Okay, now I know who you're talking about.
exactly. But yeah, she basically generated AI generated images, basically of the same art. After like at this point, it had been months we had talked, right? And to this day, I am still not 100% sure if she like if maybe I'm living rent free in her head, you know what I mean? Like I'm not quite sure, but that I found that very very hilarious and also kind of spooky. Not like it's not a horror story, like it's not somebody died or some shit, but it's like, come on, dude, please
It's just
have
like, tell me you're not over me without telling me you're not over.
have some self respect, right? In general, this will be if you get anything off this podcast today, just have some self respect, right? Just go out in
Mhm.
life and just have some. That would help a lot, right?
It would, because, like, sure, you can go out and do as many collabs as you want, but it's like you were saying before, it is what it is. And
Yeah,
the fact that they don't have any originality, so they have to turn to AI to copy art, that's what the fuck, dude?
yeah.
Like, it probably cost you about $50?
Well, it was cheap. It was relatively cheap and relatively fast. But yeah, basically, like we spent for all of the pictures probably like 30 to 40. Wasn't that much.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know what their situation is, but they could have at least done 30 to $40 to have, the same artist, but the same quality. Papa John's. Um, yeah, it's not that hard. And also you're supporting somebody else.
Exactly, and especially like it was funny because not only was it AI generated, it was the same poses, right? The same
Yeah, it was
everything.
basically the same thing one for one, just swap color palettes and
Make it
some like
shitty.
textural designs. Yeah.
Because we're not
Like,
talking
all
about
right,
like paid
AI.
ChatGPT AI shit. We're talking about like the free version, right? Where the fingers are like 6 and I don't know, you know, we're
Hi
not talking
Grok.
high grok, yeah. Um, but yeah, basically that was to this day. That's why I keep some of the people further away, especially
Mhm.
if I know that they have some sort of, I don't want to say feelings, but there's some sort of admiration, right? Like if you, by the way, if you're a male and you want to like get a girlfriend really bad, go into VTubing, I guess. That helps. Because this was not the only lady. I had a different lady who also was married, who started sending me like very explicit Snapchats, right? Then blocked me on Snapchat because her husband found out, and then re-friended me in Snapchat to send me more explicit
Girl, like at that
pictures.
point, just break up the relationship.
Yeah, but like that didn't happen. And again, I'm not saying it's America's fault, but she was also an American, so I'm not quite sure, dude. Uh,
Americans, we're not the brightest.
Sometimes I guess, but that was also like
Most of the time.
to this day, like I don't like we don't, the lady and I don't talk anymore really, because of all the after like I got together with Onu, a lot of people like that have like left my area of observation. I want to say it. I want to call it,
Okay.
because obviously it's only Onu now. But I also got sexually very explicit videos of people I've collabed with, right? Like one time or some shit, right? And then they just go and Discord me some pictures of them humping a pillow and moaning my name. And honestly, like I said, I was single, like there's nothing saying that, oh, you shouldn't do that. But have some self-respect, man. I'm just a dude, right? I'm just a
Yeah.
normal dude. I use a VTuber avatar, but I'm a normal dude at the end of the day.
It's like, I didn't ask for this, but thank you. But also, like, no.
Yeah, it's really it hits like, maybe this is some shit, but it hits like all three characters in my brain. Like the one that is like, I want to call it Dad Phil, who's like, hey, have some self-respect, don't do that, right? And horny Phil, who's
Mhm.
like, oh, like, ooh, vagina. And and I don't know, like normal Phil, who's just like, I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore. Maybe this is some shit, I'm not quite sure, but that's how it feels, right? Like, what the fuck.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, like, this person and I are still friends, right? Like we still talk sometimes. It's because it was, at the end of the day, somewhat consensual, right? But it was like very surprising, right? I didn't give my consent beforehand. I gave it after I received the video. I was like, okay, well, that's there now.
Like, well, if it's here now,
Yeah,
kind of into it. Yeah, keep it going.
yeah, sure, why not? Like, I don't mind that, right? But yeah, that's like, that was like the first 4 months of me streaming, basically.
Oh my God.
That happened relatively quick and relatively early, right? So that's insane,
You just got that Riz.
I guess.
That hurt to say.
I mean, like, have you seen Onu? I mean, like, goddamn, I don't have it because I look good, dude.
See, that's how you get the women. You just make them laugh so much that they can't open their eyes.
Exactly. Let's call it. Let's say that. I make her laugh that much that she closes her eyes a lot. But yeah, that's that's
But
that's
yeah,
that's my horror stories, more or less. I mean, I got some other horror stories in the end, maybe. But what do you have?
so this was also when I was relatively new to streaming, and I was trying to go down that rabbit hole of, all right, multi-streaming to different platforms, get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Sure. So I was doing Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Well, somebody on YouTube that was a regular viewer knew of Eclipse and I and our relationship, and they decided to breach that comfortable line. And they came into the chat one day. It was just like, "Hey, daddy," and we're like, "Please
Fuck.
no." And they heard Eclipse in the background, and they go, "Who's that other woman?"
Your sister?
And we're like, "Okay." And yeah, that was like the tip and scale of like, okay, yep, no, the fact that we actually know how to address this is stupid, because like if you are a regular viewer and you know of someone in their actual relationship with another person, don't do that.
Yeah.
because you will be banned on the spot. And it's not hard to have just common, decent courtesy, you know? And, like, the fact that they were just like, I don't remember who that is." Like, you've been in this chat before. You've interacted with Eclipse before, but you're doing this now. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's
And so blocked their ass, and then I made, like, a whole Twitter post about it and everything. And, that basically was, like, the nail in the coffin for me to stop streaming to YouTube because I'm just like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this."
yeah, I tried that once, and all I had was people telling me like, "Can you read my name?" And I was like, "Dude, I have like 5 windows open right now. I don't even know what's happening. How the fuck am I gonna pronounce this fucking name right now?" But yeah,
Yeah, and then,
yeah,
there was another time where, uh, it wasn't really like a breach of anything. It's just more of like the typical thing of, okay, you have all your stuff set up and going, and for a good like hour and a half of me streaming, apparently I wasn't either being caught on audio or something wasn't caught on audio. And oh, right, now I remember. I was streaming Mega Man, and for some reason I didn't realize that my headphones microphone was also on. And it was catching double microphone, so I just sounded, like, echoey as hell, and, yeah, the entire stream, everybody was just like, "I heard you fine, I heard you fine," but, like, I listened back to it, and I'm just like, "How could nobody tell the difference between a regular me and echoey me? What the fuck?"
yeah, that's
So, like, the whole point of the story is, if there's something wrong, and it's not the norm of the person, like, VTuber scuff, it happens all the time. But if it's something that isn't part of the normal scuff, please let them know.
yeah. There was also I also saw a video. They like being a small VTuber's ass. They streamed 2 hours without sound, and they didn't know because it didn't. Nobody said anything when they asked.
Yeah.
It was also like it's fine. That's like the worst thing you can do. If you see a small, like, obviously nobody expects you to have the full volume on, especially if you're lurking, right? Just to support somebody. Uh, but if like at least like listen for like a few minutes to see if everything is fine, right? Like, please. That's like just common decency.
Yeah. And I just read another little horror story. Granted the story was 9 years ago. The
Oh,
moderations on Twitch have changed since then.
yeah,
But yeah, someone created multiple accounts and kept whispering, which is basically a DM on Twitch, for those
yeah.
who don't know. Uh, kept whispering me really disturbing stuff. It all started from him getting timed out by a mod for being super disruptive. He got upset and lost. He won a giveaway once. He was a regular. I got freaked and stopped streaming months ago, but I'm getting back to it in a few weeks after I move. Too hectic now, but I'm ready to return after a nice palate cleansing break. Seems like an overreaction, I guess, but the stuff was heavy and relentless, and I got sick of just reporting with no results.
Oh,
It's
that's
like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up because, like, again, you may be a regular, but have some respect.
yeah, and
At
that's.
the end of the day, we're all human doing the same thing, just trying to make our fucking lives work.
I have a similar horror story. um, because we said earlier Twitter DMs, right?
Mhm.
Um, I used to watch a certain streamer. She was willing. She's to this day she's nice. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. But I stopped watching her. Right, for all the people that are listening who don't know me that well, I had the whole thing when my dad passed away, and during his passing, I basically started watching a lot of VTubers and stuff because it was just something to keep your mind off and stuff. And so at that point,
Ah,
I strongly connected her streams with passing of my dad, right? And so I stopped watching. And then I got this super long DM about why she sees me in other people's streams, but not in hers anymore. That is also, by the way, just putting that out there. Don't do that. Like in general,
Yeah.
don't do that. You're just pushing that person more away, right? Because at that point, I was still sometimes lurking, right? I wasn't like completely gone, but after that, I was completely gone because Jesus fucking Christ, right? Like, come on. Like, I was a really big part of that community, I would say. I was there most of the time. I spent a bunch of money on that person, and that pushed me so hard away. This basically, why do you do this? Why do you go on other people's streams and not on my stream? Brother,
Yeah,
calm
it's
down.
like it's Twitch. Like there's every person on Twitch is sub to like 50 other people that are not you
Exactly. And
and have been
also,
watching those other people long before you.
and especially since I explained the situation, right? I told them, hey, this is the reason why, and all that jazz. And then I got another DM like a few weeks later where they again said similar things. And I was like, come on, man, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean they also have the worst reputation of responding to anybody ever. So
yeah, that comes that I worked with them. So for everybody who doesn't know, I'm technically an editor. I'm not gonna call myself an editor because I do edit my own videos and all that jazz, and I'll edit this podcast. But other than that, I don't really edit currently. But I used to during uni to get some money. I used to edit like some German YouTubers, German YouTubers videos. I edited 2 commercials. I did a bunch of editing basically, right?
oh
Like
damn.
for people. And so I also edited for that person. And all like the the business we did was over Discord, which is these days relatively like normal, right? Like these
Yeah.
days most people use Discord to communicate. Like even like branding people and stuff, they will write you on Discord. It's weird. But so they added me on Discord to send me basically footage that I could use for I think it was a raid video or something. Not quite sure. And yeah, then afterwards they wrote me these messages on Twitter because they have at that point unfriended me on Discord, right? But kept
Okay.
telling me on Twitter like, hey, if you want to like talk about it or whatever the fuck, you know where to find me, right? I couldn't even write you, man. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah, it's like if you unfriend me on Discord, then that's a pretty clear sign.
Yeah. And so that's like again, don't do that. Like just don't. If you are a streamer yourself, just don't try to get into like your viewers chat, man. Like if they're not coming up, like obviously if you are like if they're like long time viewers, they're moderators or whatever the fuck, or even some VIPs. I sometimes write and ask like, "Hey, are you how you doing? Are you good?" Especially if I haven't heard from them in a while, right?
Mhm.
Just because, like, obviously when I started, these people were there every fucking day, writing in chat like it was like fucking like they would get money from that, you know? Like
Right.
so that's why I sometimes was like, "Hey, you right?" Like I helped somebody with one of my VIPs, even with some health problems they had, because I know I'm a PhD. I have a PhD in chemistry, but I'm not like a doctor, but I know a doctor. So it was like really easy to help them with that. But yeah, other than that, like don't do that, especially if they give you a genuine reason, right? Because they don't
Yeah.
like if somebody like told me like, "Hey Phil, sorry, I can't watch your streams because I'm now in America," I would be like, "Okay, fine, that's cool. I hope you have fun in America. It's completely fine." And don't go like, "Oh, but you're watching this people." But like, no, just don't, man.
Yeah, it's almost like I mean, if they ever do listen to this, you know who you are.
Yeah,
We all share like mutual streamers here and there, but it's all like we don't go to their DMs and being like, "Hey, you want to stay with me, right?"
Right.
And it's like it's like they are a viewer. They don't have any obligation to you.
Exactly. And that's like one of those I call them the VTuber sins, right? That is basically in like, why are you in this person's chat? There's also people that are like really like, why am I not growing, but that guy is. That's also like a lot what I hear here, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's just that typical thing. Like honestly, with that, I just blame the algorithm on that.
I blame the
'Cause, like,
algorithm.
if you're doing the exact same thing, but the other person's doing a lot better than you and they're, like, just starting, that's just they got the luck of the draw.
Yeah, and what I feel like, obviously, I mean, I'm gonna lay my like I'm gonna put myself in the crosshair here, and I'm gonna say that some people's success is kind of weird, right? If I see a streamer who doesn't post short form content, who doesn't post any YouTube videos or anything, who doesn't post on Twitter, they don't use social media except for Discord and Twitch, and they have like
Yeah, no, you gotta network your shit, you gotta put all that shit out there.
exactly, but if they have then 80, 90 viewers, I'm like, what is like something is up there, like
Viewbot.
that cannot be 100% true. Not saying that
Yeah,
the
there's no way that you can be a recluse with 50 plus.
yeah, you gotta have at least something, right? Like people have to get to know you, and they don't get to know you if you don't post anywhere except for Twitch.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm not quite sure. Maybe they are like really like I have one specific person in mind. Maybe they're like big in like other people's Twitch things, and then they put in the self promo and like I don't fucking know. I don't know that one, but in general, like what the fuck, like, huh? But yeah, that's like a I feel like a slightly different thing because obviously there is the Twitch botting.
Mhm.
Like even big streamers these days apparently bot. Like we have seen that in Emeru, for example, where like the botting service she used specifically says like if she rates out to somebody, like they're gonna stay there for 30 minutes and then they leave, and exactly at 30 minutes, this person lost 5,000 viewers in an instant.
Oh my god.
So or like even like sorry for talking about OTK people. I really don't like this organization, but like what's his face? Tectone. Tectone even said like it's everybody does it, right? Like, and obviously
Like,
then
lately I've been actually hearing more and more about OTK, so real quick, for
yeah.
anybody who doesn't know, who the fuck are they?
Okay, so OTK. OTK means One True King. It's a streamer collective, right? Um,
Oh, okay.
made by some of the biggest streamers. Basically, we have, for example, Soda Poppin, really huge streamer, one of the first streamers I've seen. Back on Justin TV when he played World of Warcraft and asked girls if he could eat their pubes. um,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's the whole. It was a different time, man. It was a different time. Nothing, no hate against Soda Poppin, by the way. That guy is nice, right? There's also NM Pole, or whatever his username is, Nick. He's also like a relatively big streamer. Then we have Asmongold, huge streamer, and a
Mm,
local roach collector.
all the roaches
Political,
go to Asmongold.
yeah, the fucking. Have you seen his house?
I haven't seen his house, but I keep seeing his shorts and stuff, whenever I'm driving, and it's just like, "Mhm, okay."
Hold on, I gotta stop you right there. What the fuck do you mean you watch shorts while driving, dude? Come on, you're
It's not
driving.
really a watch while driving, it's basically his highlights, and I just listen to that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. But yeah, like Asmongold, like he used to be a very big World of Warcraft streamer, and I used to watch him play PvP. And these days, it's just react to political shit. So
Mhm.
I don't know, man. But yeah, Asmongold is pretty big. There, then we have Well, like Will Neff, also pretty big streamer these days.
Wasn't also pirate software in that?
No. He was only in the guild of World of Warcraft where he fucked up.
Okay.
But in OTK itself, then there's Emiru. Miskiff was there, but he got thrown out because obviously
We all know what happened.
we know what happened. If you don't know what happened, there's YouTube videos explaining that. Just check out what happened to Miskiff.
There are so fucking many.
But yeah, Emiru, then Extra Emily. Like a bunch of Asian girls, man. Extra Emily, she's also in OTK. Then Jay Schlatt, he was in OTK for a brief moment in time. And he helped actually grow the YouTube channel of them, pretty much. That was his job. And then there's like Tips Out. He's like a classic World of Warcraft guy. He's like the guy behind the scenes. But yeah, it's like a big streamer collective of really, really big streamers. They made also Starforge PCs where you can buy like a computer when you're in America, and stuff. So they're pretty well put out. But like I said, even Tectone, he's also was an OTK. He's not there anymore, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think he branched out a while ago to do his own thing.
Yeah, but he is basically, he confirmed that everybody is botting. Now, here's the thing, right? Like, how much can we trust that guy? I'm not quite sure. I'm not trusting anybody, to be totally fair. I feel like every big stream, like if you become a big streamer, I feel like you have to walk over corpses in the end of the day, you know, somehow. And I don't trust most of these people. Like I feel always like the Sykkuno situation. I feel personally like validated, you know, like I didn't trust that guy. He was kind of weird.
Right.
There's also the whole offline TV crowd. If we want to talk about that, Pokimane, for example. I don't trust that lady further than I can throw her. Right? Like I don't trust that lady at all. Right? Like everybody is like really like in love with her and whatever the fuck, but I like, maybe it's because I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot, right? But like maybe it's because I work for a living, right? I work in the real world. Everything this lady says is like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Right? I married myself.
Oh, was that the React lady that you showed me?
No, that's somebody else.
Oh, somebody different. Okay.
I showed Kiri a lot of stuff. My favorite one is, I'm gonna put the clip up right now. The fucking, you're talking to a giant block of cream cheese. It's actually insane.
Like, yeah, Josh, that's a block of cream cheese. you can't unlock your phone because it's a block of cream cheese.
There's a whole ass thing there. I'm gonna put it in here. Okay, there it is. Okay. So just so you saw that. For the audio and video listeners, I will make that happen somehow. But yeah. So a lot of view botting, a lot of people try to do that. We also had in our, like, not friend group, but like extended friend group, we had people complaining about getting raided by vbotters. So I feel like some people might actually do that. Don't. Just don't. It's not worth it at all. Just don't do it. I mean, you can grow a real audience with a fake one, because obviously fresh viewer might want to check out the stream with 50 viewers more likely than the one with like 4. But like, come on, man. Don't do that. Just don't. It's not worth it at the end of the day. But yeah, that's like a lot of things that people do. If I want to continue with my fucking sin list, right, then my biggest gripe with people is sloth, right? So many people, especially like VTubers, I'm going to call out VTubers specifically here, that go in and are like, I'm a content creator. What content have you created? What, you stream on Twitch and not do anything else, and then just post a clip once a week from your stream that is not even slightly funny on TikTok? That's not content creation, right?
No.
There is obviously, like, I'm not gonna, like, obviously if you want to grow, you have to these days put in short form content. There is some VTuber agency that would disagree, but it's just like fake news, to be fair. Yeah, there was another Twitter drama I could talk about, but that is for me the biggest one, right? If your whole YouTube channel is just reacts, right? Like I reacted to this, I reacted to that, I reacted to this. This is not content. You're stealing content and afterwards saying, "Damn, that's crazy." And that's not
Yeah, and it's
content.
like there's no originality. It's like sprinkling in like react videos here and there is okay, but if that's like your main form of content, then it doesn't really show who you are as a person and what you can do.
Exactly. Like if you want to react to something, bring in your own personal like experience and then talk about that, right? Yes, it's so easy to like, for example, let's say I am I have a love for weightlifting, right? I could react to, I don't know, like some fucking Jeff Nippert video. Jeff Nippert, shout out to Jeff Nippert, by the way. Rest in peace, his wife. um, but I could talk about Jeff Nippert's video and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But instead of just saying, oh yeah, that makes sense, I could take that as a jumping off point to talk about something else, right? Like a good reaction video is not just, oh, I listen to that and say, damn, that's crazy afterwards, or I agree. But like just taking that video idea that somebody had and bringing it to another level, right? Bringing your own self in there. That's really important with React content. And that's not what people do, right? And then obviously, like, if it's just Reacts, that's one thing. What I find even worse, and I'm sorry that I have to say that, is like the fucking look at my boobs content. You know, like, oh, I
Oh
said the
god.
penis word accidentally on stream. I'm so sorry. Shut the fuck up. You clip that, put it into a fucking video editor, slap some shitty ass thumbnails on top of that, and post it on TikTok. Congratulations. That is garbage. That's literally garbage. That's the reason why, like a Finnish magazine said that VTubing is sex work. That's the reason why VTubers have a bad reputation. Because obviously this
Yeah, it's
works.
like in yeah, and like the fact that it does work is because there's a whole bunch of let's put it this way, there's a bunch of gooners out there
Yeah. I mean,
that have never seen the light of day, think of Fedora as the next hottest thing next to a fucking shave, and they believe that Axe is all superior.
now here's the thing, right? I would consider myself a gooner, right? I'm gonna just get that out there, right?
You're a
I
gooner with class.
I do like masturbation. I frequently masturbate, and I don't. That's a weird fucking tangent here, but I understand why some content is like if you check, you can check that, dear viewer, but like if Kiri checks my actual IRL social media, he will see that I follow a bunch of porn stars and shit because I'm a gooner. That's what I do. But that's not the point. The point is, if you want to be taken seriously, right? I feel like you have to bring a personality on the table. And if your personality is just like, oh, boobs and oh, ass and oh, I said penis, I feel like you're A, not having a personality, and B, it feels like kind of like a fucking Indian made that. I'm sorry for being racist,
Oh my god.
but you know what I mean. Like fucking show me boobs in vagina. You know what I mean? Like when they fucking do that shit. That feels like it feels like you put somebody into like your basement to content form that, right? That's how that feels. It feels not like you did it as a person. It feels like you just fucking did that because it's like it's gonna get clicks, right? Like, oh, look at my model bopping up and down, look at my boobs wiggling. Cool. Wonderful. Yes, it
Yeah, it's like
works.
literally there's people that'll be like, "Oh, look at this, jiggle, jiggle. I got your attention now, jiggle, jiggle. So we're gonna talk about the FNAF floor, jiggle, jiggle."
Yeah, and that's like, I mean, like I said, more power to these people if that's what they want to do. Uh, but like again, have some self-respect, right? Like Jesus fucking Christ, if all you do is post that, right? Like,
Stop compensating, bro.
yeah, and like I'm gonna be honest again. There's a reason why you are a VTuber, right? And the reason is they can say, "Oh, the reason is because I love the medium or whatever the fuck." But at the end of the day, you are anonymous. And now ask yourself the question: if you were on camera, would you do the same thing? And if the answer is yes, then congratulations, you can do that. But if the answer is no, think about that for a second, please. Right?
Yeah, it's like you're literally putting on a persona, a mask.
And putting on a persona is fine. I put a persona on every time I start stream. That's completely fine. But the question is that the persona you want to have, right? Like, if you wouldn't do that in real life, why would you do that on a VTuber, right? Why would, like, would I, as a woman, go in, wear a tank top, and jiggle my boobs on Twitch? If I was a woman, honestly, maybe, but like, let's be
Yeah, I was
real
gonna say
here.
it sounds like something that you would actually do. Let's be honest.
Yeah, okay, but I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit fucked when it comes to that. But you get the idea. It's so easy to do that. And at some point, like I said, you gotta ask yourself, man, what the hell are you doing? And so if you get anything from this podcast here, have some self-respect, please. Please do
Yeah.
yourself a favor, do the medium a favor. Like, for example, look at Iron Mouse. Right? Iron Mouse, one of the biggest fucking VTubers in the world. Has she done super sexual shit? No. Why not?
No.
Because she doesn't need to. Right? Because she is a person and her personality shines through her content, right? And I feel like that's important to know, right? And I feel like you won't grow past that if you own.
Exactly. And like also another VTuber to like compare to, I like to watch either Yomi or Rose Doodle.
Mhm.
And specifically Rose Doodle, there's sometimes where she'll like troll the shit out of her chat, and then it's hilarious. All the while she's trolling, she's wearing a t-shirt that says a two-seater and its arrows pointing up and down.
But yeah, like I said,
And like that, I made this comment on Twitter, and it was all because I used a sticker of Yomi's, and for some reason, to me, that sticker showed like the bodysuit and like and then the booba. So to me, from that angle, it just like the outline just looked like a ball sack.
yeah, I saw that tweet actually.
Yeah, and then somebody comments on it going like, "Okay, I just see booba." I'm like, "But do you not see the ball sack?
and
How do you not see the ball sack? I will draw it if I must."
I will draw it if I must. Sure. but yeah, what you're saying is also valid, and I feel like I might come off as hypocritical because I do also make sexual jokes sometimes. There's nothing wrong with making a sexual joke sometimes. My most
Yeah.
viewed clip is a clip where I tell Onu that to make sure a woman comes, you should stop everything you're doing and just scream at the
Hey.
vagina. Right? It was a joke in the thing. Like, obviously, I could clip that as a short form content and post it somewhere, but like, come on, man, I have self respect. This was a joke. It was obviously meant as a joke, and people should get that as a joke. But if this all is you're posting, that's kind of like where I'm drawing like somewhat a weird line in the
Yeah.
sand, maybe. But this is also where like current drama. If you guys are not on Twitter, we keep talking about Twitter. I'm sorry. But there was also this.
It's kinda where we live and have a good community in.
Yeah, it's basically the two apps I open every time I open my browser. It's Twitter and it's Blue Sky. But on Twitter there was this whole ass conversation about like one VTuber saying like, should we allow minors to be part of the VTuber community because maybe they like the design and the lore and all that jazz, and are we missing out
Yeah.
on people? And again, there, right? If you are like, I know. I feel like there's a really big line to draw here.
There really is. It's a really big, like, brush line on, like, 50 pixels.
Basically, because like obviously, listen, you might disagree. It's completely fine, but let's be completely honest. The thing with having minors on your stream, there will be minors, right? You cannot control. Like, there's this fucking pop-up that says, like, before you start watching, I don't know, my content is whatever the fuck, right? 18 plus. But first of all, 18 plus has never in any shape or form stopped a minor from consuming some sort of content, right? I was 14,
Right.
we were watching Pornhub. It is what it is, right? But inviting these people in, right? Inviting them, right? Having the tag minor friendly or some shit, right? That's like, no, dude. Like most VTubers, I'm gonna say most VTubers, right? Most VTubers somehow, in some way, have lewd or whatever remarks, jokes, or even are straight up lewd tubers, right? There's nothing wrong with that, except the fact that I said earlier. But in general, having like inviting people to that, I don't think that's right. I don't think these are little tater tots. They don't need to be invited to be like, oh look, booba, right? Come on.
Yeah, and uh, like children, because I've raised my 3 siblings from when they were literally out of the womb. Um, they're gonna find a way to get through the parents' vision.
Yeah,
It's inevitable. They will find a way. They just do. No matter how many safeguards you put up, they will find a way.
yeah,
So that's why, like, and hot take here, but if you are a parent, then do the parent thing and make sure that your child follows the rules. Now, how you want to go about that, that is all up to you. But you can't let other people be the parent when you are the parent.
yeah. And that's you. First of all, completely correct. And then obviously, again, like inviting these people, right? And then I don't know, like rating to somebody, and then they are like really, really lewd. I don't want that on my conscience, right? I don't want to think about what I say necessarily, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna be. I can put my hand in the fire there. I will always say whatever the fuck I want, right? I wanted to make a show where people get blown and we call it head to head, and then we decide who gets blown better. This is a really stupid idea for a show, but you know what I mean, right? Like I want to say stuff like that to my audience if I can, and having minus there just basically pushes them more towards that. And I feel like that's where we should draw the line in general. Like I feel like in general, Twitch, there is like nice children content on Twitch, right? Like,
No,
please.
there is not. And unless you specifically follow I mean, that wouldn't be surprising if there was one out there, but, if Disney Channel was just showing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse 24/7 stream on Twitch, then sure, fine. But, you don't the other 99.99% of Twitch is all gonna be girls in bikinis and hot tubs and people gambling away their houses and firstborn children in the casino and people reacting to politics.
Yeah, and that's like I said,
And
I'm
then
not.
there's VTubers.
Yeah, there's VTubers, but like I'm not saying like, and I'm gonna be very very clear here. I'm not saying that all of Twitch is like a awful place where people go to die, but there is obviously a certain step you have to take there, right? I'm not.
Nah, if anything, the place where you go to die is Cake.
Yeah, that's true. But Kick pays out way better. I'm not going to lie to you. I talked with somebody who streams on Kick, and they were like, "You make only that much on Twitch, dude. You should go to Kick." And no, dude. Um,
Yeah, no, the problem with I Have Cake is that they are way too loose with their moderation sometimes,
yeah, that.
and it's basically not click, Kick is, just where political people go because Twitch doesn't really allow that to a degree.
Yeah, but to a degree, I mean, like Asmongold and Hassan and whatever the fuck, they are still. Hey, you!
Who? Me?
Yeah, you. Do you like the stuff we make?
I mean, I'm literally watching it right now.
Great, then you should check out the Patreon.
Is this where you ask me for money?
Kind of, but nicely. For just a small monthly amount, you can support the channel, get bonus stuff, behind the scenes posts, and help us keep making more of this nonsense.
More nonsense does sound pretty good.
Exactly. So check out the Patreon. Link somewhere convenient, if I don't forget to put it somewhere.
You probably forgot.
I probably did. But Patreon! Go there! Welcome back from the ad break. Sorry for that, I really need to...
Hope you had some good ads.
Yeah, it's basically just a Patreon app, because you're on Patreon. But the ad already told you that.
Oh my god, we're on Patreon!
You can get like some extra episodes. The ad told you that, probably. I'm gonna make an ad app. But yeah. Like where the fuck were we, dude? I forgot. I forgot. Where the fuck were we? I was trying to make a point. I'm not quite sure. Whatever. Minus on Twitch, not really the big fan of that. Kick, also not really a big fan of that. I'm also not a big fan of TikTok streaming. Like, I've seen people...
Yeah, there's not much you can do on that. Like, there's... I mean, to kind of, like, paint a broad stroke, there are a few VR chat streamers on there, and on one hand, my brain goes, okay, how does your PC handle that? But also, on the other hand, it's, okay, it's not as interactive. Like, yeah, sure, people can give you gifts and send you likes, but it's... To me, it's too high maintenance.
Yeah, it's like fucking YouTube Shorts, right? Like, people do that, and it's like, to get there, like, this is the part where I always fail. Like, to get to a YouTube live short, you have to like a horizontal stream on YouTube, basically, which is apparently really huge these days. You should do it or whatever the fuck to get more views. But for me, the problem is, how do you find that? Because the live tab, if I go to YouTube right now and go to the live tab, there's obviously live streams there, but there's not really like, there's, first of all, no categories, there's no whatever the fuck, right? Like, you can't really look for live streams necessarily. And then...
Yeah, it's like you gotta keep scrolling to find it.
Yeah, you gotta keep scrolling the shorts, and then at some point you might find a live, like a channel that's currently live on the shorts thing. Then you click on that, and then you are in the shorts live. Why the fuck is that complicated? Jesus Christ. But that's like one of those things I don't understand. I also don't understand people that stream on Twitter. Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, you don't really get anything from streaming on, like, that platform.
Yeah, and then like, oh, we stream on Twitter, and then we have in our like fucking, what's it called? In the fucking title it says, to chat, go on twitch.tv. Like, what are we doing?
It's just so that way people are like, oh yeah, I want this person to read my comment. I'm gonna go to their Twitch.
Yeah, but it feels weird. It feels really, really weird.
And like for me, it's like, okay, that's just too much work. Cause like if I never have an account on that platform, I don't want to make an account on another platform just so I can make a funny comment.
Yeah.
That's gonna get ignored.
Yeah, especially if it gets ignored, which happens. Let's be real about that one. But yeah, it's weird, man. With all of these, I feel like Twitch has its problems, but in general, it's like a very controlled thing, right? Like, I rarely get surprised on Twitch. I tried streaming to YouTube once. That was really weird, right? The chat was really weird for some reason, right?
Yeah, it's just weird.
Maybe I'm too old.
Oh, I'm not a monster.
Yeah, open your mouth. But yeah, that's like it's crazy, man. To get to my very, very short list of VTubers, since last we basically talked about people that are like, oh, look at my boobs, but then post on Twitter like, I don't want to be sexualized, right? Guys, come on, right? People that are fucking... Oh my god! I can I crash out for a second? I hate it so much.
Go crash out. Go on, crash
Okay,
out.
I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out for a second. I hate it so goddamn much when people are like, "Oh, my chat is so parasocial," right? But they're all my friends. You know what I mean? Like the fucking to me, they're like, right, like privately or like even on Twitter, they are like, I don't like when people are that parasocial with other people.
But then they enable that behavior by reacting in kind.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck are we doing, right? That's like more or less the greed thing, right? Greedy people, like over relying on donations and stuff. Listen, every fucking Twitch streamer or whatever will tell you that you should not rely on donations or whatever, right? And a lot of people do that, right? I've seen people. Okay, I'm gonna really crash out now. I have seen people say like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a subathon, and I'm gonna stream 3 times a week at the usual time that I usually stream, but I'm gonna call it a subathon." What the fuck are we doing? Like seriously, like I understand that not everybody wants to like do like a full ass subathon where you like keep your stream running even during the night and all that jazz. Completely understand that. But
Yeah, because like that's a lot of wear and tear on the PC.
yeah, but like at what point do we call it what we want to call it and say like this is just a greedy move to get more money? Because like if you stream 3 times a week in general and then you just call it a subathon, is this a subathon? Let's be real, right? I've seen people do subathons where they didn't like the timer ran out, and then at the next day they were like, "Oh, the elves put some more time on the timer." Ooh, like come on, man. We're just trying. Like you're just grifting for money, right? And
yeah, I feel like with the whole subathon thing, like it basically the guidelines for that are now very
loose.
grade. Because like if you just put a goal sheet up and you put a timer up, you call it a subathon.
Yeah, and that's
And like okay, but like if especially if you underestimate your community, that's the thing I've learned is don't underestimate your community because they will sometimes prove you wrong.
yeah.
But especially when you know, like it kind of like plays in the whole greed thing. Like you know that your community will prove you wrong every time. So the fact that you use that to your own advantage to get more money.
Yeah. And even
Like, oh my god, let's hope the hype trade doesn't happen in the next 5 minutes, because otherwise it's gonna be really uncomfortable because we're just about to go under this time record, and then boom, a level 5 hype trade happens. It's like, what did I just say?
oh my
Like,
god,
yeah, no, you fucking planned that.
yeah, and then like I'm gonna again crash out. You see that so much, right? People like Throne especially, right? I don't have a Throne. I don't want a Throne. I have Ko-Fi for people that want to support me, but I will never put a Throne up because Jesus fucking Christ, the amount of people I see, like, for example, I need whatever. I need a new Stream Deck. My Stream Deck died. My graphic cards died, right? I put that on Throne. That's completely fine with me, right? Where I draw the line is like random bullshit that you don't really need, right? And obviously, like, oh, people can support you or whatever. I don't mind. Like, obviously, we need money as streamers. We need money to keep streaming, right? This is a general thing that people need to know. Everybody does it at the end for the day for some sort of money, monetary gain, right? Because if I don't get money, why the fuck would I spend on like $50 for art or some shit, right? You get the idea, right? It's obviously to have some sort of incentive. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that people manipulate other people, right? We're talking about like straight up like, oh, I really want to fucking play that video game, but right, I can't afford the video game, and then they get gifted the video game. Shut the fuck up. You had 500 subs this month. You can buy a fucking video. Let's be
now.
Let's call it.
I will play a little devil's advocate of that a little bit because, like, we all know Twitch's payout history. You got to wait like a month after. But like, if you get like that example, 500 subs like the month before, and then the month that a game comes out that you really want, then yes, you can use that money you earn from those 500 subs to get that easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's what I was talking about. I was not talking about like you don't have any subs, then you get 500 subs that month and you can't afford the video game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that get consistently hundreds of subs in a month. And,
Gotcha.
and
Okay,
then
cool,
sit
cool, cool,
there and
cool.
be like, oh, I can't afford the video game. Come on, man. Like even if I
We all know you can afford Pokepia.
right, like fucking even if I go a step back, right, and say like, okay, like maybe Twitch payout is kind of ass or whatever the fuck, right? Even then, you have a throne where you get like monthly payments. You get like sometimes people like just gift you $25, right? You can use that money, right? And I feel like a crazy person for having to say that. Because like people are like, oh no, she needs help, they need help, right? Like, oh, we're gonna buy that game for her. What the fuck are we doing? Can you not see this Twitch stream
Yeah, no,
that
like
says
it's
monthly
not
subs?
a plea for help if you're asking to buy a game. It's not a life or death situation. It's a game. It'll go on sale at some point.
Yeah, and you don't have to play the newest game. Like you don't, really, you don't. I've seen some of the best streams I've seen are people like playing old ass games, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking like obviously like multiplayer games, even single player games. I've seen people emulate fucking Ocarina of Time and playing Ocarina of Time for the first time. And that was a fucking hilarious stream. You don't have to fucking play, I don't know, like what's the newest game there from Capcom with the little girl?
Oh, Pragmata.
Pragmata. You don't have to play that, right? Especially since most computers can't run that at the same time as YouTube Studio, right? So, I feel like a crazy person. Like there's people. Shout out to our boy Omega, for example. He needs a new computer because his computer's actually ass, right? Like he can't stream with his computer.
Like the man can barely run Peak at low graphics.
Exactly, and then and obviously he needs a new computer. I'm gonna put that into the comments if you want to support the man. But you get the idea. Like this makes sense because he cannot afford a computer, right? And then you have other people that like do this shit full time. They get a lot of subs. They get a lot of money from ads because they stream almost every day. And then they get like fucking, I don't know, like $1,000 for a new monitor or some bullshit, right? Like, why the fuck would you need a new monitor, right? Or why the fuck would you need an iPad or whatever? Like, come on. Right? Like if you want to buy an iPad, buy Kiri an iPad. How about that? Buy Kiri the fucking...
No, I don't like Apple. If you give me an iPad, I will break it in front of your face and go, no.
Okay, that's very unthankful, dude.
Here's a receipt, go get a refund.
I was just about to say that would be very disrespectful. But yeah, like, and also it's always the biggest and best thing you can get that they put on Throne, right? Like, for example, if you have a streamer who needs a new computer, right? Or like something in their computer is not up to date. You know what you can do with a computer? You can get a new motherboard and a new processor and maybe some RAM or whatever. And oh, looky there, the computer is better now. Or you can get a new graphics card if your graphic cards suck. And oh my God, you have a better computer. Why would you, if you have a good enough computer to stream daily, why would you ask for a full pre-built computer for $5,000? I don't get it.
Yeah, like if it's like a part or two in your PC that is easily replaceable, just do that. Don't get a whole fucking new computer.
Exactly. And then like...
But that is a whole other horror story that actually I just remembered that ties into something that hits literally at home. But
you get the idea. It's like building a computer is not that hard. If you have problems building a computer, there's a wonderful video from Linus Tech Tips where he does in POV, he builds a computer so you know how to build a computer. It's basically Lego. Like if you
it really is. Like the one that still trips me up is the JFMP little connectors.
Yeah, the fucking like power LED and shit connectors, like the little small fuck ass ones. You can deal with those. Because those trip me up because like they're so small and I have like big fucking hands, dude. I wear glove size 11, man. I got big mitts.
Big feet, big dogs.
Yeah, I got also some big dogs. Not gonna lie to you. I wear. Hold on, let me quickly Google American shoe size. EU shoe sizes to US, and I wear size 50
In US standards,
in
goddamn.
US standards. In EU, it's 48. So I got pretty big feet and pretty big hands. I'm a pretty big guy. It's fine, but
So in that case, it's like I'm a 10.5 at US standards, so that's probably like what?
43. You're a small little baby, man.
I'm happy shy, man. It's okay.
No, it's fine. My mom wears 42, which is like a 9.5 in US.
Okay.
But like I said, it's fine. It is what it is. But you get the idea, right? Like building a computer can be frustrating. There's some shit sometimes where I'm like, okay. But for example, just to give you a recent example, Onu was streaming on my computer, right? One evening. And she usually streams for like 3 hours. I built a whole ass computer in the time she streamed and installed Windows. I installed video games while she was streaming. It's possible, man. And like the fact that people go in there and be like, oh no, I can't build a computer. All you do is stream. You're a full-time streamer. You can learn how to build a computer, right? Even if it takes a day. So what?
Yeah.
Right? And then, even better, and this is something that, okay, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna crash out. If you get a new computer, if that's the case, you got a new computer. Now you have 2 computers. You know what you should do? Multi-computer streaming, right? Have one computer as your VTube studio thing, Discord, whatever the fuck, and run the game on the separate computer. That opens up so much shit. No lag, like you can run like some pretty hefty models then, because you have basically 2 computers to do the shit with, right? You just need a HDMI to fucking USB-C thing. Those cost $19 these days, right? You don't need an Elgato, whatever the fuck, for $200. Just get the fucking one from Ugreen. I use that, and it works perfectly, right? So there is so many options you can do, and they don't do any of that. They just want a new computer to have a new computer, right? And then they play the same game that they usually play, not even on higher graphics because it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't matter because the game's fucked, right?
Yeah, it's like if you're playing like a game that's been out for a long time and runs just fine, like you don't need to run Fortnite on ultra graphics
No, you don't, right? Like
to make it run good. And like for another example, like and because this has been hot topic lately, Dead by Daylight. You can put that thing on PS2 graphics and it'll still look fine.
Yeah, for example, another example I can give, World of Warcraft. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. Even if you have the highest possible computer you can get, right? I'm talking like an AMD Ryzen 9 9850 X3D or whatever the fuck it's called, right? You have the best fucking NVIDIA GeForce 5090 or some shit. World of Warcraft on 10, like on the max graphics settings, will still run at 40 to 50 frames per second because the game is ass, right? Like, it doesn't matter what kind of computer you have because the game is so badly coded these days. It's so old that it doesn't like matter at all. But that is another example where like I can play easily this game on highest graphics, but why? Right? It just puts more strain on my computer.
Yeah, it's like that's just gonna chug everything else out. Yeah.
Yeah, it puts more strain on my computer, and then Sable's hair looks a little bit different. Who cares? Right? It's about the game. It's not about how the fucking character's inner side tattoo looks. Like, I don't give a shit. Right? Like, come on, man. Let's call a spade here. Like,
now, like if you wanted to do a game like Silent Hill 2, the remake,
yeah,
then that's another story because it has all the newest graphics on the, I think, Resident Evil engine or the Unreal 5. Either or.
One of those.
And no, it is Unreal 5 because Unreal 5 is poorly optimized.
Yeah.
And so like when I streamed that, which I'm gonna try to redo at some point, but when I streamed that, on the PC, I had to put that like potato graphics, and like you could see all of like the textures like popping in and out and being weird, all like glossy and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? This is fine. It runs. I'm able to run everything just fine. We're gonna keep it this way.
Yeah, and like even then, like I would argue, right? And I'm gonna sound like a fucking pretentious snob here, but you could just play the original. Right? Like again.
I don't have the original.
True. I mean,
And also it was gifted to me, so I felt more obligated to play
yeah, I mean,
it.
like obviously, but like again, right? Like, for example, the Silent Hill 2 remake doesn't. It adds a lot of gameplay time because, like, obviously this game is a little bit different. It also looks a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about if remastering games is worth it, but I would argue
That's another topic for another time.
Yeah, that's true. But I would argue, and I'm going to lean myself here out the window and put myself into the crosshairs. I would argue that I wonder where that sniper is. If I lean myself out the window to put myself into the crosshair, where the fuck is this guy aiming? But in general, like I said, like the highest graphic games, right? Like I mean, like fucking even Connor, C-Dog VA, right? If I watch one of his streams, he doesn't play games on the highest graphic settings because, again, why would you? There's no reason. You're streaming the shit on 1080p, 60 frames per second on a bitrate of 6,000. Nothing's gonna change there, brother. Like, it's not gonna look great.
Like, there's a person at work that bought the Asus 5090, and it was like $2,000, and they just were like, "Yeah, no, this is fine." And that just gave me a hit to the gut because I'm over here like I am a broke bitch, and I feel bad for all the other broke bitches. The fact that you're just like A-okay with dropping $2,000 like that on a graphics card that you really don't need. And then literally yesterday I heard them talking about they're playing Crimson Desert, and they're playing at like 4K with ray tracing, and they're consistently getting good frames. And I'm just like in my head going, "Please shut the fuck up. We all know that you're pretentious with your Asus ring."
I gotta jump in there, and I'm gonna be really real. I mean, this could be a whole nother podcast episode, but ray tracing is fucking useless. I'm not.
It really is.
Like, for like computer graphics, if you do like a fucking CAD model or some shit, right, and you want to have like the Lido Blender or whatever the fuck, 100% more power to you. But for video games, I have again World of Warcraft as an example. It has an RTX mode. And
why?
Yeah. First of all, why the fuck would it? And then second, you do that. You press the RTX button. You will see literally no difference, but half of the frames are gone. And that's what.
Oh my god.
That's how I feel about most times when there's like RTX, right? Like, right. We don't have to talk about like. I mean, we can get nerdy if you want to about like that. Even like the 5090 is, while it is a really powerful card. These days, like the jump between the 30 series, like 3060, 3070, 3080, and like 40 and then 50 is like so minuscule because it's all AI frames that they generate, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like sitting there like, is that really worth it? Like are we, you know, like again, let's call a spade here. Is that what I want? You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I have a 3060 in my Ti in my computer, and I have never had a problem with any game. And even if I have to play it on medium, who the fuck cares, man? Please, let's be real.
Yeah, I have a 40 series, and even then, like because it's only a 8 GB graphics card, because I just keep everything on medium to low because the only time I ever put it on high. And that's just to see how it looks and see how it handles is whenever I'm not doing any streaming.
Yeah, obviously.
But other than that, I just keep everything to like low medium because like I just want to play.
Yeah, that's exactly. If you, I mean, again, you're streaming on 1080p 60 frames a second with 6,000 bitrate. Like if you put it on ultra, nobody's gonna notice.
Nah. I put it at 720.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh yeah, true. I remember. I get your video files. But yeah, you get the idea. It is so in general, it's so useless putting everything on high graphics. I for your own personal enjoyment, when you sit at, like you work your fucking hard ass job, you come home, you want to play some Call of Duty, you put that shit on high, more power to you. But for streaming specifically,
Fantastic.
for streaming specifically, like, Jesus, come on, like, I don't even want, like, for example, Onu, right? My girlfriend Onu, she streamed from her PlayStation 4 back in the day, right? Apex Legends, and she played that shit on PlayStation 720p, and she streamed that shit on 480p, right? And this was still an enjoyable stream, right? Like I said, you don't have, in general, viewer, if you're watching, you don't have to have the highest shit available. Computers are workhorses, right? I have a computer here next to me that I built for Onu. So when she's here and she doesn't bring her computer, obviously, because this would be a nightmare with the flight and shit. So she can play video games. This fucking computer is basically made out of old parts that I had laying around. And this shit can play most games we play. Like, most. Like, we play Marvel Rivals, no problem. We play Overwatch, no problem. Dead by Daylight, no problem. Apex Legends, even, no problem. Battlefield 5, 6? Not the newest one, the one before 5. Also, no problem. And this is a graphics.
Oh, 2042?
I think it was called 2022. Yeah. The weird one that with the old ladies. I'm going to out myself here. But even that, it can play, and it has an AMD graphics card from like 2017 or 18 in there. It's just a low. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, hey, back then that was actually really good.
Yeah. All right. In other news, right? Have you heard about this British drama? That I think I talked about it on our podcast topics.
You talked about it a little bit. It's like the person, British VTuber, got arrested for drawing lolly art of their own character.
Exactly. So basically, for everybody who's not aware, there was a British VTuber. I'm gonna check in my notes if I can find the name again. I don't think I'm gonna find it. But yeah, anyway, there was a British VTuber who did like art, right? As a lot of people do, and her VTuber was a lolly, right? So she made a lot of not safe for work art of her character. Now here's the thing.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? What's the name?
Mimi Yanagi.
Yeah, Mimi Yanagi. And so basically, she got arrested, apparently. I'm going to say apparently because it doesn't really make sense. I'm going to talk about it afterwards. But she got arrested for obviously having child pornography on her computer and basically drawing that. Now, obviously, this is a fictional character, right? I mean, there is one picture I saw where she gets doggy styled by a Rottweiler, which is kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, let's call a spade here, right? Like, Jesus Christ. But she got arrested. And this is the part where I'm like kind of like confused about it, because she now has she had to have a different account, then deleted that account as well. And I'm pretty sure that if you get arrested for something like that, you don't get your devices. I don't think, like, I'm not a policeman. I have police in my family, and I'm pretty sure your devices would be gone. You would not be able to make a new account.
So basically, from as much as we shit on it, is actually a good overview sometimes, but still check your sources. Yeah, I literally typed into Google for the AI overview. Reason for arrest: the artwork was depicted fictional, quote-unquote, lolly or childlike characters, was deemed illegal under UK laws regarding child sexual abuse of material, CSAM, which can categorize certain fictional drawings as illegal content. Case status is police seized her computers and devices, and she was later released on bail. The bail conditions is she is reportedly prohibited from posting adult content and must use a police-approved account name.
And that seems...
So if she does come back, she has to essentially be under watch.
Yeah, but that just feels weird to me, right? Like why would they allow that? You know what I mean? It feels whatever. I'm not here to spread misinformation. I'm just here to talk some random bullshit. But
Yeah.
I feel like this is really, really weird circumstance. But if we want to take something away from that, now here's the question, Kiri, as an American.
Here we go.
As an American, what is your opinion on Loli? Is that for you? Is that child pornography or is that just a drawing?
It's a gray area because because I'm also an artist.
Yeah.
So it's the
Hard question for a Saturday morning.
yeah, it really is. Basically, it depends on how you draw the lolly, because if it's like anything non-sexual and it's just wholesome, that's fine. That's okay. But as soon as it becomes romanticized, then it becomes a problem.
Mhm.
Because again, this person is depicted as a childlike presence, and the only quote unquote okay grounds is, oh yeah, they're like 40 years old, 50 years old. It's okay. Like, no, that's just even more of a sick like defense.
Yeah.
Because it's still the fact that you are turned on by the fact that this person looks like a child.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the whole thing of lolly.
Yeah. You want to hear my opinion on that?
Sure.
I personally think also a gray area, right? But my problem with this whole debate is obviously it's first of all, it's a drawing, right? It's a drawing of her own character as a child
Yeah.
getting molested.
Now, so yeah, if it's like your own character, then that's like, okay, that is your character. That you can do whatever you want with your own character. But it at that point, if you like in this instance, you get arrested for that, then that is your own fault for not listening to the clear guidelines of TOS and also your own country's laws.
Exactly. And I want to say it's the same with furries for me, right? And I'm gonna make so many people mad. But for me, the problem is what not necessarily a problem. I'm not a fan of that, right? Like I'm not a fan of lolly pornography or whatever, right? I feel like this trope has to die. With the fucking, oh, she's actually a 5,000-year-old dragon, but she looks like an 8-year-old girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck out of there. But here's the thing, right? As a gooner, I can say that since it's
As a gooner.
as a gooner, put the fucking gooner expert over me. As an expert there, not an expert. Jesus Christ. But like it's the same with furry art, right? Because it's so niche, people spend a lot of money to have it created. You know what I mean? In a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you go on Google right now and you just Google, I don't know, some Genshin Impact character that is an actual adult, right? You will see a bunch of porn there, right? Easily. You can find that easily. I did that yesterday. It was very easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, literally Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit. You will find porn. But here's the thing. Lolly and also like furry porn is obviously not that mainstream, if I want to call it that, right? So obviously when you put money in there, you want to have a good artist that draws some really good shit. And that's why, for example, I always find myself like seeing like fucking furry porn, and I'm not immediately disgusted. I'm like, oh, that shit is really fucking well drawn. And then I'm going like, but it's not my thing, you know, and I keep scrolling. But
yeah, like it's a good like for furry artists out there. Like it is cool that you guys are able to draw anthropomorphic characters, because that is something I cannot do. The best I can get close to is Sonic. That's about it.
I've seen a lot.
But
I've seen a lot of Sonic
like
in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Every community has a porn community, but let's be honest on that. But yeah, like the fact that you guys are able to take like a shark and somehow turn that into almost a human. Good on you.
Yeah,
Just
that's a skill.
don't put a stick in my mouth.
Yes, that's a skill. And again, like I said, impressive art sometimes, right? And I feel like it's the same with loli porn. I've seen scrolling the internet, going through my day, I've seen pornography, right? Where I was just like straight up
Right.
like, that is fucking well drawn. What the fuck? But then obviously this is child pornography in a way, and I don't like it. Like it makes me personally, right? This is a personal thing here. I'm not quite sure about the laws in Germany. I'm pretty sure it's not allowed because Germany is very, very child protective. But at the same time, like I can appreciate the art, but I don't like it. I personally do not like it. Right? It's like
Yeah, it's like that's a cool art.
Yeah.
Not for me, but good for you.
yeah, basically that's how I go about it. Basically, like if I see like some fucking artwork like that, I can appreciate the art, but I can also say like it's I don't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's more or less what I want to talk about. Kiri, do you have anything else to say to the people that listen?
I do have one more horror
Oh, yes.
story that I specifically wanted to read because this might hit a little too close to home for you.
Oh, for me. Yeah, true. You
Yes.
teased that earlier. Little tease.
Yep. So the story, also from 9 years ago, somebody says, one time I did a 24-hour stream, and at one point I really had to go to the bathroom. Number 2. My girlfriend took over my character. It was a multiplayer game. Well, the bathroom door is only about 3 feet from my streaming room. She starts making faces and gagging. It was possibly the smelliest shit I ever shat. People in Discord are asking, what is wrong? I'm trying to think of a cover when she just blurts out, he damn near crapped his pants and it smells like a tire fire. I was really embarrassed at first, but have come to embrace it now. In fact, if regular types tire fire in chat, it will cue up a sound effect of the dude from Postal saying butt sauce. It went from a moment of ridicule to sort of an inside joke among my oldest followers. The moral to quote, Tyrion Lannister? I don't know. Never forget what you are, for surely the world will not. Make it your strength, then it can never be your weakness. Armor yourself in it, and it will never be used to hurt you. And that reminded me of you.
Yeah. So
because you had experience with butt sauce recently.
Yeah, recently. I can talk about this. I have had the last like a week ago. I had like really bad diarrhea for like 3 days. It was really bad. I ate something wrong. I'm pretty sure, and I was just peeing out of my ass, right? And I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind that, right? Like, obviously, I mind it because I would rather poop normally, but I don't.
I mean, hey, let's toilet paper when it's all liquid.
True, and also I use a bidet, so that's immediately cleared anyway. But in general, right? I don't mind that at all. I have actually a stream idea where I take laxatives and play Dead by Daylight and look how long I can last. Right, I think that's funny, like like the fucking diarrhea gauntlet, right? But in general, what I did basically, I was streaming as I usually do. I was streaming. I think it was 2v8 with Onu. I'm not quite sure. We were just playing some video games, Dead by Daylight probably, and around like half an hour before the end of stream, I trusted a fart. Now I was very gassy the whole day. And I didn't have any problems that day with diarrhea, right? I had one poop, and it was a normal poop, and I was like, okay, I'm safe, you know, like my body has finished this diarrhea situation, and I trusted the fart, and I shat myself. Not bad, like I'm not talking about like, you know, like I was sitting in my own shit, but I was like, you know, like the crack was like definitely like wet. You know what I mean? Like there was like
there was a good bubble and it was a brown bubble.
Basically, like the inside of my ass cheek, basically where the nougat bunker is, was very wet, and the obviously my underwear was also wet. but it didn't get through my pants. that is one thing that I can say, because I wore jeans that day, and those jeans caught that. Thank God for jeans. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically, because I wanted to go to the toilet, but it was just before, like, we were in game, and it was the last game before we ended stream anyway. So I sat there, and in shame, you could actually, I maybe be able to find the clip, because I remember specifically making a face and saying, "Oh," just out of nowhere, like this. Oh, if you noticed, you noticed, right? Like, if you know, you know. But yeah, that happened. Not the best story I have, right? It's not as good as my P story, which I can also tell at some point if you want to. But yeah, in general, don't poop yourself. Just don't. Can't avoid it.
Don't trust a fart.
Never trust a fart, especially if you are live streaming.
Experiencing raging diarrhea.
Yes, and live streaming. That's a bad day, dude. That's a literally bad day. However, I still want to do that fucking laxative stream. I think that would be so funny. You know, just have a timer how long you can last, right? And then you can, I could invite other streamers to do that as well. You know, like fucking do a challenge. Yeah.
Oh my god! I was like, okay, at the start of the stream, we're all gonna take a laxative. Why? Trust me.
Yeah, basically, like, just like, hey, I don't know, like, I'm gonna call somebody out, like, I don't know, like, Ono, take some laxative and play Dead by Daylight and see how long you can last. She would not do that. Ono is smart. Ono is a person who wouldn't do that. But, you know, like, I would find somebody.
I am an idiot. I would do it.
100%, dude. We could do that. We could play, like, I don't know, like, fucking, I don't know, some sort of our, like, rage multiplayer games, like we did with the Carry the Glass or something, and just take laxatives.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can go back to Carry the Glass and just do that.
Yeah, and then take laxatives and see how long we can last. But yeah, with that, everybody, I would say it was a wonderful time. Thank you very much for listening, right? Like I said in the ad, you can check out the Patreon. You can check out us out on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you may be and may roam. We have an account probably. And yeah, Kiri, thank you very much for being here.
No problem. As always, thank you so much for having me. And I think probably moving forward, this will probably be the easier thing because I don't want to make inconvenience you keep making you wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that is definitely a little bit easier for me, yes. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.